Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Dumbass Podcast. I am Winter.
I am Zach, Gold Pickman.
And I am Glitchmaster FaZe.
Whoa, another episode not super far from the last one. I think it's been like a month since the last one's been out. And, we got some stuff. We're here. We're doing another episode.
Yeah, and I think the most important thing we need to say right away, happy 3rd anniversary of the podcast.
That's true. Today, the day that this came out, the podcast officially turns 3 years old, which is pretty nuts, to be honest.
I can't believe it's already been 3 whole years of this dumbass podcast.
It doesn't feel like we've had it that long. I gotta be honest. But hey, this episode is gonna be like nothing like super special, but we do have a fun topic. But before we get into that, as always, small talk. Now, I know I have some stuff I want to get into, but who wants to cap us off here?
So, I think I know what I want to start with, just a little thing.
All right.
Something I touched on in the last episode, which loyal partakers will remember as the where the hell we were sort of thing.
Yeah.
And they will also remember that I told a story about how my shower was busted.
Oh yeah,
and
you did say that.
It was leaking, and in a really bad way.
How is that?
So I am happy to say that has been dealt with.
Good.
The shower has been built from the ground up, and it is
built from the ground up.
Yeah, and they disassemble the whole thing and then put a new one.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if it works, might as well.
It's reassembled and it's working fine.
All right.
And I have just a fun little story to share about that. So when we had the guy in who was building it, he comes over to me. He's like, "Hey, this is your shower. I got 2 of these little shelf things I'm supposed to put in. Yeah, you just tell me where you want it." And so I take them and I start I put them against the wall. I start drifting them up and down, try and get a sort of feeling for it. And what he's supposed to do is I'm supposed to hold it there, and he's supposed to measure how many inches from the top of the shower that it is down.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow, by pure instinct, I managed to get 15 and a half and 31, which for those of you not so great at math, is perfectly even.
Oh, damn. Well, all right. Well, that's pretty dope then.
I somehow perfectly spaced the shelves.
Nice.
Without any sort of measurement.
All right. Well, nice. You'll have to send me a picture of that because I actually want to see that.
So just a fun little story regarding that.
Nate, do you want to go? Mine's probably going to take a few minutes to go over the 2 topics that I want to do.
All right. So this actually just happened to me yesterday. So if you remember I don't know what it was, but we were talking about random shit. I mentioned that we had chickens. Mm-hmm. And one of them now is actually a rooster after we kicked the black cock out.
Of course.
Anyway, this rooster is being an absolute dickhead to the other chickens and whatnot. And while we were going over to pick up an RV, which we bought, by the way, I was tasked to get the eggs out of this coop, which the coop is separate from the actual cage that they're in. They're able to walk around, but it's not like a CAFOs where they're just crammed in there. Anyway, they go up there, they're supposed to lay the eggs, but they end up laying it under the ladder. That's not important. The most important thing is, when I went in there to block the rooster because he's overprotective nowadays, I saw a motherfucking snake in the coop.
Damn.
And it was a pretty big one, too. And it was halfway through eating an egg. Its mouth was pried open and it had the egg in there. You obviously can't see me, but anyway, I ran down the fucking backyard and I yelled at my parents, "Hey, get the hell over here. There is a fucking snake in the pen." I almost said it word for word, too. So my parents had to grab a couple things. My mother grabbed a knife and my dad grabbed a rake and a shovel.
Snake hunting materials,
We basically had to scoop the snake out and put it on the ground. Now, the snake wasn't exactly, harmful, Like, if it bit you, it would probably it would probably, like, make you sick, but it's not going to kill you.
Yeah.
Honestly, if that.
It was a black snake. And despite it supposedly being harmful, this thing was huge. Like, it was like... I can't describe it. How big is this, you think it is?
1.5 feet.
Yeah.
No, that's no. That's definitely probably like 2 feet.
It was
Right,
about
yeah.
2 feet long. Anyway, we scooped it out, we pinned it to the ground, and we were trying to take this thing out in an interesting way.
Uh-huh.
The idea was that we were trying to cut off its head.
Makes sense,
Which
yeah.
is a simple way to take out a snake, but we botched it horribly. Considering the way that he was pinned down, like, we couldn't actually slice its head off. So my dad ended up having to stab the fucking snake in the head multiple times.
God.
And at one point he basically had to chop it up like this, like you're trying to cut with a dull knife. Eventually, we just let the snake go, and it had blood dripping out of its mouth, and it was like gurgling blood out.
Ugh.
I'm surprised it was even still alive.
Fucking tortured that thing.
Anyway, after the snake died, Eric, who was my dad, he picked up the snake, brought it to some hill, to throw it up, to basically hurl it up there, which I think the fucking, I don't know if that possum is still there, but that's another story. Anyway, he rolls it up there, and I had photographic evidence, but I can't show it on here, obviously. It basically showed where it was executed, where the blood was and whatnot, and the weapon which it was to execute said snake, which was a kitchen knife.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm definitely afraid of snakes.
Fucking brutal.
Yeah.
You tortured that thing till it was dead.
And for the record, guidelines, we do not condone the torturing of animals, but this was basically a self-defense case because
Pretty much.
it
They
was
were
like-
eating the chicken eggs.
It was an endangerment to the chickens. And I forgot to mention that once we killed it, like, all the fucking egg yolk was leaking out of its mouth as well.
So there's the proof in itself. So
yeah, we
they wouldn't have killed it just for no reason.
If I
but,
could-
you know.
If I could show you the evidence, I would. Hell, maybe Zach can draw it in the thumbnail or something like that. I don't fucking know, but that's not the
Julie's
topic.
Julie's the one. who
Oh,
does
right,
that.
Julie, right. We haven't heard much from her lately.
Anyway,
All right, now I have a few things to talk about. The first is pretty short and sweet. It's basically just got a shit ton of furniture for the apartment. I tell you what, man, 2 words: Facebook Marketplace. I got like these tables, a chair, a rug, just all this pretty nice, like just slightly used shit, all for free. It just has a free section on there. Dude, if you are moving in to a new place, look on Facebook Marketplace in and around your area, and you are very likely to just find, because I can't even tell you the amount of couches I found there. The only reason we haven't got one because we wouldn't be able to fit it down the doorway. There's all this stuff on there, and it's just nuts to me that usually there's barely anything wrong with it, and then these people are just giving it away, and I'm like, okay.
and given your history of Facebook-related opinions, this is very high praise.
This is I hate Facebook. This is officially the only thing I use it for anymore.
It's to buy shit with it.
It's just like, I don't get, like, the table we recorded this on is a pretty nice dining room table with a few scuffs on it, and that's its only problem. Got this for free. That's wild to me.
You say scratches, I say personality.
Exactly. And, alright, the next thing I want to do is, guys, I got some bad news. TikTok is getting banned. In 9 months, apparently, if they don't sell the company to, like, an American company, TikTok will be sued. And no more it will exist. And I'm not going to dwell on this too much, but I just want to say I started off hating TikTok. And there's parts of it that I still really do hate. But I think it is fucking ironic that, not to get too political, but I think it is fucking ironic that the only thing our world leaders can agree on simultaneously is to ban this app that isn't even a fucking problem. Because they can't control freedom of speech. I think that's a little wild. All right, and last thing I want to end the small talk section on a good note is there is a song that has been a mystery, lost media for years at this point, and it was just found.
What?
So I am going to play you the snippet. If this doesn't come across on mic, I'll add it in editing. But this is the clip. For a while, that is all we had of this song. Until, like, 2 days ago, there was this account. And, okay, hold on. Before I get to that, let me explain how this was found, because this story is actually a little fucking wild. So there was this user who was going through, and I mean this, old porn movies. Just like, I'm talking like from like 1960 something, I'm pretty sure.
So they were looking for like stag reels or something like that.
This man was probably mid-stroking it and heard this shit in the background, and this fucking comes from porn. This is a porn song. And when you listen to the lyrics, that kind of makes sense. And this was apparently a theory a lot of people had going on in the background. And then we find the guy. This, you guys obviously can't see. This is the dude. This is his profile. It's Christopher Booth is the dude that made it.
On Instagram.
Yeah. And he's acknowledged he is the one that did this. He made music for porn back in the early 90s and shit like that. And I just think that's insane. Like, not only did we find it, but of course it's from fucking porn.
Such is life.
I'm actually kind of surprised. It actually kind of sounds good.
It is pretty good. And everyone's hoping that now that the dude has been found and he's been made aware that, oh, people fucking love this now, we're hoping that he has the raw audio file somewhere and can release it, because right now the only full one that exists is a rip straight from the porn video where people tried to cut out the sex noises, and it's not very good. You could still hear most of the moaning.
Yeah,
But
so maybe sometime in the future we can get a high quality rip of this song.
I'm hopeful for it, you know? But yeah, that's about all the stuff I really had to talk about. Are we ready to dive into this godforsaken subject that we have installed for tonight?
Yep.
So you can tell by the title and probably the thumbnail, this is Cursed Foods. Basically, what we're going to be doing is we're going to try to find the most fuck-ass, nasty, cursed food images. And what we're going to have to do, because usually when you see a cursed images, you want to look away from it pretty fast. That's not going to happen here. This is a podcast. We are going to describe it to you, the audience, in excruciating detail. And that's basically what we have in store.
Yeah, but the only good thing for you is you don't technically have to see it. We're the ones who have to put us through this torture.
So yeah, that's what we got in store for this episode.
The real question is who is the worst. So, yeah, so this was my idea.
Yeah.
What do you think would be a good system? Do you think we should, like, start with someone and just, like, go around the table, each person does, like, one item at a time?
That could probably work, yeah. So I guess maybe we should use this time to look for an image.
Oh, I already have something right off the gate.
Ah, okay. Well, did you wanna start us off then?
Yeah. So the source that I'm going to be using for the first good chunk of this is a video by a YouTuber I watch who covered a bunch of clips regarding this.
All right.
And right away, we have this. So what you are looking at is essentially, it's a cake made of, like,
Meat.
bologna, mayonnaise, and mustard. And like, in the video, the guy is, like, chopping it up with a fork, and he's just, like, he's like distressingly singing "Happy Birthday to me."
God, that is the fucking nightmare. Ugh.
And it is, I can assure you, it is absolutely probably one of the most gross oh yeah, and then like halfway through the video the thing fucking topples over. So he's gonna have to he's gonna have to clean that up afterwards.
Ugh.
I hope he brought a gas mask.
Well, I've got a good classic one right here, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm getting this off of Cursed Food Images from a Facebook group. This is right here. This is so picture a rotisserie chicken, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's in this like pan that it's in like a square pan that you would normally like put it in.
Yeah, like
in the oven.
It's a pretty deep like oven tray.
That's normal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Want to know what's not normal? The fucking like 5 huge puffy octopus tentacles that are sticking out of it. And not only mentioning that, this is the most bland, undercooked, unseasoned looking fucking chicken that I think I've ever seen. Like, not only did a white person make this, but a white person with no class made this.
This is
It's fucking raw!
Ugh, it's just, why? I've had octopus. It's
Oh
not
my
terrible, but you wouldn't do this.
I hope I didn't blow out everyone's eardrums with that.
yeah.
Maybe be careful.
Okay.
Yeah, but like no, this is definitely a person trying to get like a food poisoning excuse for work. Like
Ugh.
there's no shot.
It's just like,
All right.
there's no way that can even be good.
I have one right here. I'm getting it from some website called cheeseburger.com.
All right.
From something called Mean Base. And this particular spicy McChicken looks a little bit wrong.
Oh, not the McCum
To
shot.
put it simply, it looks like someone had a really lonely night with a spicy McChicken.
There is no way you can add that much mayo to something and have it still be edible.
No, like we're all white. And like the stereotype is that white people like mayonnaise, but we're all white. That's disgusting.
Don't get me wrong, I like mayonnaise, but I don't even think I could put that near my mouth without fucking getting sick.
And the thing I hate most about that picture is what you said, that people call it the McCum shot. Me personally, I think that's dumb because you are complimenting the person who has done this to you.
That's fair. They were fucking edging too long.
They were trying to do the No Nut November challenge early.
This is December 1st.
Anyway, so I am ready for my second presentation.
I'm also ready for mine, so you go ahead.
This is a Pepto-Bismol pancake.
What the fuck?
As you can see, there's a pancake here, but it is just straight up made of Pepto-Bismol.
It just looks like fucking stale bubble gum.
It looks like a wad of like melted bubble gum, but like that is a Pepto-Bismol pancake.
What's the white stuff just on it right there?
That's a reflection, I think.
Yeah, that's just light.
So what you're saying is this thing is just so shiny that it's like casting a reflection on it. Don't put that in your body. Right? Can you overdose on Pepto?
I'm pretty sure your stomach would just cease to exist.
I mean, usually
It'll
that stuff
clean-
is made to help your stomach. I feel like it's just going to counteract and do the worst.
What I really want to know is what's the end game here, and could it theoretically even work?
How much Taco Bell did you eat for this to even be an option that you thought of? That's what I want to know.
Man wanted breakfast and his stomach relief.
All right, I got a good one here. This one comes from r/Cursed Foods on Reddit, and also just it's a screenshot from Twitter. Limited edition Sonic Curry. Now let me explain this for the viewers. It's a white bowl on the right. It's like some white rice. It's fairly normal looking rice. It's half full on there. And then you go to the left side where there is this putrid, thick, viscous, disgusting-looking blue sludge with fucking like these weird lumps in it.
It looks like a puddle of blue diarrhea.
That's
If you want,
this cannot be good to put in your body.
if you want your
This is like the darkest blue too.
if you want your shit to become green for the next 5 years, have a go with this.
Like,
just-
the blue is okay. The blue is probably just like food dye, but
That's true, but I
want to
still-
know what the fuck that it's supposed to be.
There's no well also like I often encounter this because like sometimes like for holidays people will like dye foods different colors. That throws me off a lot of the times because I associate colors with food a lot, and I just if this tastes anything like other than blue raspberry, I feel like it just doesn't make sense. But even the worst part is even if it did taste like blue raspberry, there's no way that and rice taste good together. So this just seems like it's set up to fail, and this is just a bootleg Sonic product that you unnecessarily put Sonic over for no reason.
Our Asian viewers, you might want to turn off the video because
This would be a fucking abomination if you saw this shit. Like, my God. There ain't no way your shit's coming out not blue after that.
Okay. I like to think of this image in particular, not in like the disgusting sense of actually someone trying to eat it, but something as kind of a cruel prank.
Oh, is that a fucking Brussels sprout and chocolate?
No! That's a chocolate-covered boiled egg.
Oh, even better.
So,
The chocolate-
okay, so in the first picture, it's a bunch of chocolate-covered eggs, which everyone loves on Easter, you know, typical stuff. But in the next picture, it shows one of those eggs cut in half, but instead of chocolate, it is just straight up boiled egg.
That
That's a prank for sure.
So if I were to make some comments, first of all, I could see someone actually enjoying that.
probably got like a sweet and salty vibe to it.
Second
Which
off,
actually works.
Second off, as a man who appreciates a fine egg, like I have eggs on cheeseburgers sometimes. I appreciate a good egg, but I don't really like hard-boiled eggs, like at all. And if I bite into a hunk of chocolate and it's a hard-boiled egg, I am punching you. Like, this is a fight you have started. Anyway, is that about it for the egg?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
All
I'm
right,
searching for my next image.
I present to you. So I'm sure everyone here have seen those like videos where people make like these cakes that look exactly like these real objects.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cake or fake?
Is
Yeah.
it real or is it
Or
cake?
real or cake, I mean.
Well, someone decided to do one
Okay.
that looks like a queen termite.
That is just unnecessarily specific.
Okay.
This is a cake built to look like a queen termite, and if that wasn't bad enough, they purposefully made the cake inside look like ground beef.
Okay.
I struggle to find the words of why this would be appealing for someone to eat.
Okay.
Like I could see this working as like a Halloween snack, but nothing else.
That's where I get with half of those. I'm like, you make just an object out of cake, and then especially something like that. How are you going to? You got to be like into. That's like got to be for the niche specific bug person in your life or something. Like you're not just making that and bringing it to a random party.
Yeah, like with most cake or real or cake challenges. I don't know why I keep saying cake or fake challenges.
They actually
got a better ring to it.
They actually are called that, even though it makes no sense.
Anyway, when it comes to most real or cake challenges, I can actually see myself eating some of these things. But why would you make it look like the most disgusting ass bugs I've ever
You made
seen?
it purposely gross.
It looks like bug larva.
Ugh.
Like, yeah, no, like, for those of you who don't even know what a queen termite looks like, it basically looks like a giant worm.
Yeah.
Which is, like, it doesn't help.
I wouldn't be surprised if someone made one that looks like the Alaskan bollworm.
That has to exist. It's big, scary, and pink. So is Patrick's car.
Damn it!
Anyway,
All right.
are we ready to present the next
I
item?
am. All right. Guys, I want you to picture this. What's one of the greatest breakfast foods to ever out there? Not only is it a breakfast food, but it's a topping for so many sandwiches and just other things out there. It's got a great flavor. It's
Bacon.
fatty. Bacon.
Bacon.
Yeah.
I love
we
bacon.
all love a good piece of bacon. You know what we don't love? Squeeze bacon.
Oh, no.
So, let me describe this for you. I feel like this really says it all. It is this viscous, like slimy, like sticks that aren't even bacon shaped that you're just squeezing out of a ketchup container.
It looks like worms.
It does. This does not look like it's food.
It looks like worms.
May I say something about this image?
Yeah.
This may sound really fucking crazy, but I can actually see squeeze bacon working. It just can't look like this.
Maybe it'd be one of those things where it looks
It can
terrible but tastes good. Like,
Yeah, it
I don't know.
Looks can be deceiving, but there are times where you can judge a book by its cover.
texture is a big thing for me, and I feel like this would I would throw up.
Speaking of wild idea, but possibly good execution, that's going to be the theme of my next entry. But going in rotation order, Nate, you're next.
All right,
Do you have something for us?
damn it. Okay, so this one isn't as bad, okay? You know how everybody goes to war when it comes to the phrase, I eat pineapples on pizza.
Ah, of course,
Yes.
of course.
Okay. While that sparks a lot of controversy, for the most part, it's edible and it's normal. Keyword being normal. This one isn't disgusting. It's just wrong.
Oh, I've seen this one.
Wait,
before.
Okay.
what is that?
Okay, it's pizza flavored Pringles, but each single chip has a tiny slice of pineapple on top of it.
Yeah.
Guys, I gotta be honest. I'm not willing to knock this one until I try it.
I'm not. Yeah.
I'm a huge fan
Like,
of pineapple pizza.
It doesn't
Like,
it's-
my thing is, my stance with pineapple pizza is like, if you like it, I don't fucking care. Just don't call it Hawaiian, because as someone who is part Hawaiian, I can assure you, my people did not invent this.
I don't know where are they just getting Hawaiian from
The fact
the
that
pineapple? I feel
the
like
fact
that's
that
gotta be like racist, right?
the fact that it's pineapple, yeah. But yeah, no, I will say that's pretty bad. Now, reeling it back in, I said my next presented item has probably a really bizarre outer shell, but if you really think about it, maybe it could be good.
All right.
It's like, it's cursed now, but what if, right?
Fair.
This is a chicken noodle soup popsicle.
Okay.
What is it with these people and putting the most disgusting concoctions in gelatin?
So this is exactly what it looks like. It is a popsicle stick with a hunk of frozen chicken noodle soup on it. Now, obviously, when you look at that, you're like, "What the hell is this?" Right?
Yeah.
Like what is this? But as the people in the video I am sourcing right now state, there might be a possibility that it is actually good, because chicken noodle soup, it's like a trusty ally when you're feeling sick, right?
That's fair. And it just tastes good in general.
And let's say, when your throat's sore, you typically like to, try and cool it down a little bit. Maybe, heat is also an option. You could get some tea, but coolness can also help. And so maybe the idea of this isn't as terrible as it may look. Unconventional? Absolutely. I don't think anyone would ever see this as normal, but it could be an option.
I guess that's fair. This is on the list of I won't knock it, but I'm also not going to try it. I don't like gelatin. It all comes down to texture.
It's not gelatin, it's frozen. It's frozen.
Yeah, but it looks like jelly.
Yeah,
It
fair.
looks like it, but it's frozen. Like it's ice.
Fair. I feel like
Like if it was gelatin, then yeah, I'd agree. Hell no. But
so. Assuming that the ice is like the frozen like chicken broth, then
yeah,
I would give it a shot. But I feel like the problem comes in with if there's frozen chicken, you're gonna get sick.
this
Unless the chicken's already cooked.
I guess, but also, how would you eat it if it was frozen? Here's the thing you gotta realize, with like a popsicle or ice cream, if something's frozen, that's usually intended to be that way. I'm not knocking the... I kind of fuck with the idea of like just a popsicle that's just chicken broth and maybe some vegetables in there. That I feel like could work. The only thing, just adding the chicken to it, I feel like throws it off.
I just immediately thought of bone broth popsicle.
Oh, bone broth. I love it.
Anyway,
I mean, in a way that could work, but I'm not gonna try it.
I have a few here pre-saved. I'm gonna go with one of the more heinous ones
next
first.
entry.
All right, guys. We already talked about breakfast food. How do we feel? How do we feel about scrambled eggs?
I like scrambled eggs.
Scrambled eggs. Yeah.
I fucking love them.
Yeah.
Well, what do you? So have you ever sat and thought to yourself, I love scrambled eggs, but I wish they could be a dessert.
I've not thought that.
I've heard of having breakfast at like 3 o'clock in the morning, but not like.
I have put this is probably a lot of people are going to think this is cursed in of its own, but I think it's a perfectly conventional way to do it. My scrambled eggs, I typically put maple syrup on them.
I think I've had that before. It's pretty alright.
It kind of sounds like it would taste like Eggo waffles.
And like that's the closest I've gotten.
Now here, picture this.
Okay.
What's the most popular snack cookie you can think of?
Oreo.
Gentlemen, I present to you
Is this going to be Oreo?
scrambled eggs and Oreos.
Oh, gross.
Now, for the audience, this looks like a piece of shit that has been covered in vomit.
This looks like a preserved turd from the prehistoric era.
Like words. Okay, no.
This is the worst thing I've ever seen.
No. For the audience, words cannot describe how much this literally looks like a chunk of shit.
I can't. We joke about that all the time, but there's no way to joke about this. That is a human piece of shit on a plate. Maybe a dinosaur piece of shit, because what the fuck is that?
I wouldn't be surprised if there actually were pictures of dinosaur shit that have been preserved.
How is it green?
They enacted Jurassic Park and the T-Rex.
They ate the Sonic curry.
Oh my god, you might be on something. This might be one of the worst things I've seen.
Like literally, we cannot describe how much it just looks like literal shit.
This can't be for human consumption. Like, there's no, like, ignoring the look altogether, that isn't a good combo.
If someone
Chocolate and fucking eggs.
If someone presented this to me, I would grab the plate and I would slam dunk it into their face.
If someone put this in front of me, I'd be like, did you just serve me your shit on a plate?
Did you?
I can't stress this enough. This isn't food.
Did your T-Rex take a dump on my china? Like,
this is, I think this is one of the worst ones we've looked at. So yeah, there's my contender.
Alright, this next one. Okay. Have you guys ever had a steak before?
Of course. I love me a good steak.
I haven't.
I typically don't like steaks because I don't like to spend 5 years chewing.
Fair.
Okay. Well, I mean, like I haven't had steak. Like I've had a steak once, but there was more gristle than there was meat. So maybe
I
it
love
was
a good steak.
maybe it was just the cut. But
That's fair. I've had
let me
bad
tell
steak.
you something. Salty and sweet, they go together. That's why people like dipping
It's
their.
a good combination.
That's like why people dip their Wendy's fries into their Frosties or whatever. Like that's a good combo.
Yeah, fries.
Man, fuck everyone who told me that was weird growing up, by
You
the
wanna
way. Because
know-
a large amount of people did.
Listen. Some of you right now, you might be doubters. You might be thinking, what are they talking about? Trust me, fries and milkshakes will change your
It
life.
is one of the best sweet and salty combos.
But you want to know what the worst sweet and salty combo is?
What the fuck am I looking at?
I don't even fucking know either. Is that a steak?
Are those
Is that pork?
jelly beans on a pork chop and milk?
Okay.
No. You described it perfectly. That is jelly beans on a pork chop. That is
In a bowl of milk?
In a pan of milk. Like
What?
they're actually cooking this.
Fuck. Here's the problem I get at some point with cursed food images. It stops being just a weird niche thing, and then I feel like you are just schizophrenic and went into the kitchen. And that's what that is. Because not only is that what that is, that's not even a cooked pork chop. Why are you cooking it in milk?
Are you trying to shit out your intestines?
What are the jelly beans for? Just a little garnish, I guess?
I mean, I've heard of like jelly beans. Like I don't even think every flavor. I'm pretty sure every flavor beans taste better than this.
Ugh.
I'd rather eat fucking soap, fucking jelly beans than have to look at this thing for more than 10 seconds.
Everything we've seen so far, even the last thing, could be like, at least it's cooked together, I guess.
Ugh.
That is just, what the fuck?
Ugh.
I mean, that one thing looked like someone just ate a bunch of Oreos and eggs and shat it out.
Fair, very fair.
But at least it's together. Like,
That's just, they're just stacked on top of each other. I have so many questions looking at that.
There's no synergy potential.
From what planet does this come from?
There is no synergy potential
You
there.
can't even get the benefit of the doubt that would taste good together because it wouldn't.
Unless you somehow put the jelly beans in the pork chop.
I can't even imagine a world where that would taste good.
Let's just move on to the next one.
There is no synergy potential there. Where on the contrary, what I'm about to show you right now is probably the thing I would be most willing to try so far.
Okay.
So we know of ramen, specifically the more microwave variety that's kind of just like noodles in a packet.
Makes sense. I got some over there.
This is that in a pot with orange slices in it.
Okay, hold on.
What is this?
It's ramen, but like just like it's the kind that's like just the noodles, and it's got orange slices.
Okay, this one in particular kind of has a confusing feeling for me.
I would this is the one so far that I would be most willing.
Well, because like Mandarin orange chicken is a thing, and that gives me it would be similar to that.
Like orange chicken. That's a thing. And it's
I like that too. I feel like
chicken flavored ramen packets with like a little bit of orange in there.
I feel like especially if it was like beef ramen too.
I probably wouldn't dunk them in like this guy.
Maybe not that many.
But like take the orange slices, like squeeze the juice in there.
I think that could have some potential.
You know what I think the guy was thinking of when he was like trying to make this? Mandarin chicken ramen.
I mean, yeah.
But I don't think that's what he meant.
All right, well, sticking on the topic of ones that you're weirdly willing to try. Guys, remember Oreos? I was just talking about Oreos.
This is the ones with the beans in it.
This is combining with another breakfast food. Bacon. Now.
What?
Bacon and Oreos. Don't let the image dismay you. Because it doesn't look that good. No, just stay with me here for a minute.
Why does the bacon have the texture of my grandma's sofa?
Why does it look like it's like infused with the Oreos?
It looks like leather worn onto there.
Like the bacon looks like my grandma's sofa, bro.
It's just so wrinkly. It looks like my grandma's skin. What do you mean?
Okay. Am I the only person at this table that actually thinks this looks good?
No, that's what I'm saying. This is because for those at home, it's pretty much just an Oreo wrapped in a piece of bacon. I actually think this would work.
This can work to an extent. It's
I feel like if you prepare it right,
This is significantly less bad than the Oreo and eggs.
this bacon I don't trust.
No.
If you did it right, I feel like maybe
This reminds me of some shit that would be at like a carnival, like deep fried or something. Like
maybe this could work. I'm just like personally, I'm just not a guy who likes meaty and sweet.
fair. I feel like I said, this could be like a good like carnival like snack that you see every now and then at like a fair, and that's where it could work.
Like I like a good sweet. You know, I get milkshakes. I like meat. I get meaty pizza.
Yeah.
But like, I don't really like the crossover, so I don't know
Fair.
if I'd try that.
I mean,
but maybe there's potential.
With that one, I would hesitate a little bit, but to me,
I would try not to let the look dissuade me.
Like I like to think of it as deep fried Oreos in a way.
That's like a
Yeah.
That's a good comparison.
That's something I would like a challenge video for YouTube.
That's fair. I got 4 really good ones left, by the way.
All right.
All right, passing the baton to Nate.
All right. This one is actually a continuation of what you said earlier, but this one's more reliant on the carnival aspect.
Okay.
Okay, so what do you in terms of carnival food? What do you think of?
Funnel cake.
Okay, that one.
Deep fried anything.
Turkey.
I think of nachos for some reason.
Fair.
I mean,
I've seen nachos at a fair before.
there's usually like one Mexican food stand.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love nachos. I also love taco salads, which they're kind of I'm very hit or miss when it comes to regular tacos, but you get the idea.
I think taco salads are fine.
And
They're just
also-
kind of so. I think taco salads are fine. They've just kind of been ruined for me because the high school I went to for 9th and 10th grade did this thing where like every 4th week it would be the only lunch item for the entire week.
That was weird.
And I don't fucking get why.
I feel like there needs to be multiple
anyway,
options.
With most nachos, you would dip it in either some sort of queso cheese sauce or or some salsa.
Or like guac.
And another thing I think of whenever I think of carnival food, deep fried Oreos, as I mentioned earlier. But you want to see what happens when experimental testing with carnivals goes wrong.
No. But you sure. Oh.
Is that
That
is that Oreos with salsa?
yes, it's in like a little container that's reminiscent of like Lunchables.
I did get that vibe.
In 2 of the 3 slots, there is a full row of Oreos. Well, one of them is partially empty, and the middle is completely engulfed in sauce. This is another example where sweet and spicy can't mix, possibly.
I just don't feel like it would taste good.
With the previous one, that one, the bacon wrapped Oreos, that's a sweet and salty I can get behind. But this,
You've just taken.
no.
Well, I also just feel like you've taken 2 good things that should never have crossed,
It's
and
like,
you've made it terrible.
there's a time and a place for salsa. There's a time and a place for Oreos.
There's a reason they usually aren't sold at the same place. You know?
Anyway, so that's kind of horrendous. This next one I have to show you guys. This one has a bit of a video demonstration that I'd like
okay.
to present. Hold on. Let me get okay. This has a video demonstration. Have a look.
Oh, God.
Wait, what did you just put in it?
He put in...
So what you just witnessed A man took out a pickle. He hollowed it out with a drill, and then he shoved a Snickers bar in there.
Oh my God! It's
not the Snickles.
Yeah, and
Gotta be honest, this is one of those that I think I'd try.
so
I fucking love pickles.
I fucking hate them.
so yeah, no, I hate pickles.
I got a fucking
But-
huge ass jar of it in the fridge.
But the only thing I really have to say about the Snickles is what someone in the video I'm sourcing said, which is he pointed out that the guy who made this Snickle called it complex flavors. I'm about to give him a complex fist to the face.
Of course, of course. All right. I present you back to basics curse here. How do we love a good... What do you guys think of meatloaf?
I am very mixed about it. If it's done right, then it can work.
I like it when there's just not these onion chunks in it.
The footloaf.
I mean,
No.
wait
What this
a minute.
is.
Wait a minute. Let me see something here. So is that like the process of it being?
I think so, yeah.
Oh,
So, what this is
it looks
pretty
like
self-explanatory. It is a big-ass piece of ground beef shaped to look like a foot and has onions as toenails. I don't think I can even get more specific than that.
okay. This is another example of a Halloween.
That's what I'm saying.
special.
This is a funny thing to bring to a party.
Like this one is one of the few examples where it works as long as
It's only good under certain circumstances.
like
I mean, you might get accused of having a foot fetish, but
yeah,
Dan
fair.
Schneider.
but no, this is horrendous. Speaking of, this is just a off-topic remark that I want to make. So the video I'm sourcing, I think it got a lot of the cursed foods from TikTok.
Mhm.
And something I just want to say about that, since earlier we talked about TikTok getting possibly banned in the future if they don't sell their stuff.
Yeah.
So y'all know about the satisfying videos that people like, right?
Yeah.
Well, something that I don't understand is why there's this fascination with these slime related ones where people are sticking their fingers in it and it's making these sounds that's they say it's pleasant, but it's really not.
I do know people that are into that type of stuff,
And
though,
it's
so I can't fully say it's weird, I guess.
no, there is no way you actually think this sounds good. These videos just exist to hide people's fingering fetishes.
Yeah, that's literally what I was going to say. Slime content is fetish content.
This is literally just exists to hide your fingering fetishes. There is no way you actually think this
I've
sounds
had
good.
first-hand experience with slime because when I lived at my old house, my sister was obsessed with making the stuff. And one time I wanted to see what it was all about, and it was the worst thing I think I've ever felt in my life. Just everything about it was terrible. The sound, the feel, the smell, everything.
Anyway, I just wanted to put that tangent out there.
Fair.
Anyway, passing the baton back to Nate.
Okay, now for this one, I actually don't know what this food item is even supposed to be. At first, I thought it was a pizza, but for the most part, it kind of looks more like pull-apart bread.
Okay.
Now, I hope to God that this is not what I think it is on top of the pizza, or whatever the hell this
I'm
is.
already afraid.
Just with a quick glance, you'll probably be thinking the same thing I am.
What the fuck?
I think those are supposed to be croissants, but they look like maggots.
They do look
Giant
like maggots.
fucking maggots.
They just look like big larvae.
Grubs.
Ugh.
Yeah,
if it is croissants, then it wouldn't be
I
that
guess
bad.
that could be one of those things that's cursed and not even trying to be, which I
It's
think is probably what that is.
I just don't understand. if you're gonna
It's just more bread, I guess.
I don't understand why you would do that, because like if you're gonna put something on a pizza, stick to the thing about it being flat.
Yeah.
Like when you get to the croissant in the pizza, suddenly you're gonna have to open your mouth like 3 times as big.
I'm sure. To be honest, I'm sure that tastes completely fine.
Okay,
but I just why?
I do think those are supposed to be croissants. What gets me worried though are the different shades of the croissants that worry me, because with the different shades, it makes it look like that they're actually giant maggots.
They do definitely
This
look
is
like
probably something.
larva maggots.
If this thing was sitting in front of me, I probably would actually like have a look at it and not be as worried. But seeing it in this low quality piece of shit, it's
not
definitely
really
worried.
appetizing.
It's fight or flight.
This is an example where you actually have to see for yourself to truly see it if it's cursed. If it is, then
if like the dude, if like the chef brought that out to me and be like, "Oh, these are fucking, what is the word that I'm too stupid
Croissants?
to croissants?" Sorry.
or as that one guy said, croissant.
If he came out to me and be like, "Oh, these are croissants on the pizza," I'd be like, "Oh, okay," and I probably wouldn't think anything else of it, but just like, not a really great look.
Okay. The next one. So the next one I have. This is a classic. I'm sure
right?
we've all seen it before, and that is the pies that look like faces.
Ugh. I was thinking about putting this as one of mine. Ugh.
Yeah, these are technically, while these are edible, they look creepy as shit.
It's another good Halloween thing.
For those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, first off, how? Second off, basically, when putting down like the crust of a pie, they will go through the effort of putting like holes and shapes into it that design it to look like a face. Initially, it doesn't really look too terrible, but once the pie is baked, like in the picture I am showing off, it looks like a burn victim.
Yeah, it's like someone's soul was trapped into this pie.
It looks like you're not eating the pie. The pie is eating you.
It's just I feel like I would just feel bad eating that. You know,
That's probably.
it's like the fucking It's like the hyper realistic ice cream that's like shaped like dogs and chocolate that's shaped like cats. It's just like I don't want to eat it.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this is what the Ginger Dead Man's way of killing people would be like.
Oh, that'd be scary. Well, weirdly enough, I got one kind of on brand for that. What are your guys' opinions on sushi? We all know it's raw fish, a little weird already. I personally am a really big fan of sushi, but I know for a lot of people, they're just not into it.
I can't get into it.
I just hate seafood, so
That's fair.
I feel like no matter what kind of sea creature you dug out, it has to be cooked for me.
Fair. Now,
I hope Juno's okay in there.
he's probably hitting the vape. He's probably okay.
yeah. Fun fact: there's someone else here.
But here's the thing. There are the people that love sushi.
Oh,
and
wait.
and here's the thing.
Oh no, I think I know this one.
What is it?
Is it the goldfish?
Do you want to be reminded even more that you're eating raw fish? Why introduce you to fat little goldfish sushi? This is sushi that, I feel like they're more koi fish more than anything else.
Is that some?
They got like little eyes and a little face. It's just like, I would feel really bad eating this.
This is not.
I would. This is not cursed. This is just sad to look at.
I know. It's like, I don't want to eat them. They look so friendly.
This is not what I envisioned.
Fair.
I thought
They remind me of.
I thought what you were about to show me is the one where it's like a tiny speck of seaweed, a goldfish cracker, and like 3 grains of rice.
Oh god, I've seen that one. No, this is a bit more extreme. They fucking they're like textured to look like fish. I just feel like I don't know. I love sushi, but I don't know if I could eat these. Like actually,
I definitely could. That would no. Like actually, if I went to like a buffet place and they had this, if I just walked by that, I would be so confused.
I would just assume you had little fish there for a second.
Yeah,
Like,
because like it looked like, credit where credit's due.
they look pretty good.
They look like fish.
I'm sure they taste good, but
I can't.
it's the idea that they know I'm eating them.
I can't eat something that has a face.
I don't want something looking at me while I'm eating it.
Honestly, okay. I know this isn't really related to the current topic, but this is actually reminding me of something that happened like before we actually had the chickens. So there was this, and this was actually when I was living down at Locust. They had this big stove pot full of boiling water. Okay, and they were coming home with this box, and I heard various peeps coming out of it. So this were the chickens. And for some ungodly reason, my brain immediately thought, oh my god, my parents are gonna boil these peeps alive.
Why was that your first thought?
I don't know. And I actually cried because of it.
What could have possibly made you think that?
I mean, and I'm not even joking about that. I legitimately cried at the thought of that.
I guess if I thought that, I would have been pretty upset too. But also, just
anything involving
what could have made you think that?
Anything involving babies just makes me so upset.
Fair.
All right. Let's change the mood up a bit.
I only got 2 more, and we're approaching an hour, so we could probably have these be the last ones.
I don't even know.
If both of you run out, I still got a marathon to go through.
All right. I don't want to have this go on for too long, though.
It shouldn't.
All right. Now, I don't know what this drink is supposed to be called. I think it's supposed to be like a spicy margarita or something. Or Bloody Mary or something. It's like, anyway, it's some of it. They have like they sprinkle something along the lid,
usually,
and then they put a lime on it. Well, this isn't exactly what I think of when I see a spicy margarita.
Oh,
what?
You put noodles in
fucking spaghetti.
Now I'm just upset.
Or is that spaghetti or ramen? What the hell is that?
I think it's spaghetti.
Oh,
you've just managed to upset me with this one.
That's not even that is just spaghetti in a cup.
I think we've triggered our Italian viewers.
That is just spaghetti in a cup.
You know what this is? You know what? No, I'm not bringing that up. That is just way too much to go over on the podcast.
Anyway, for my next trick, I present to you one that is purposefully made as a parody.
Okay.
Introducing to you Broccolit milk.
Broccolit?
Yeah. Broccolit milk. So it's a milk carton. It has a broccoli on it. There's a glass on the side filled with green. It says Broccolit milk flavored with 100% all-natural broccoli juice. And then at the bottom is a bullet list that says, pasteurized, homogenized, god-awful.
At least they're being honest with it.
What the fuck?
What is the fuck this?
You have made the worst vegan milk ever. Why? I'm sorry. I guess it's just me because I've never liked the taste of milk, but the real kicker is not only is it not milk, it's only milk flavored. What the fuck? That's only ass. I'm sorry. That's only bad.
Typically if you see something that is something flavored like chocolate flavored candy, then it's not the thing that you're looking at.
It's fucking no flavoring will ever be as good as the actual.
Just like how some...
Yeah, no, it said milk flavored with broccoli juice. And at the bottom, like, you can tell it was made as a joke.
They even know it's bad.
You can tell it was made as a joke because the person put on the bullet list at the bottom of the carton, god-awful.
All right, the next one I have here isn't inherently super weird. Just seems like an experiment to see if it'd be good. These are SpaghettiO eggs.
What the hell kind of Pinterest trailer park shit is this?
If I was wondering, that's what the fucking text says. So these are like hard-boiled eggs, just like the white parts cut out, and where the yolk should be is SpaghettiOs and seasoning.
I hate it.
This is something where I would try it, but I definitely hate the look of it.
It's not appealing to look at, but I don't really see how this could be that bad. Now, unless you either don't like eggs or SpaghettiOs, but I like both. So I feel like, that could be worse.
It's just definitely one of the weirder combinations.
Yeah.
All right.
My brain hurts thinking about it.
All right. This is actually coming back to the pizza to the broccoli thing that Zach was talking about earlier. But what differentiates mine from his is that I don't think this one was meant to be a joke. Okay, what is your stance on broccoli on pizza?
It's pretty good. I've had good white pizza with broccoli on it.
I've had it before, but that was
You want to know my stance?
what?
Why?
I think it's good. I love broccoli though, so that's just me.
Now, from a distance, this looks normal, but there is clearly something wrong with this broccoli pizza.
What
the fuck?
That looks like boogers.
That doesn't even look like broccoli.
It looks like someone tried to make, to put it simply, it looks like someone tried to make a pizza that was based off of Dr. Seuss's Green Eggs and Ham.
Ugh.
It looks like...
There is such a thing as too much broccoli on the pizza, and that's definitely it.
It looks like someone accidentally atomic bomb sneezed onto the pizza.
Ugh. It's just like, why is it like neon green in parts too?
I think is that from the colors leaking onto. I just realized, what is that white shit on there?
I probably like the white sauce. It's just not.
No, white sauce is not perfectly white. That one's more like a beige color.
Fair.
This is like solid white. Oh, that's gross.
It is not really appealing.
All right, should we go like one more round, or do we want to end it here?
I got one more left. I think we should just do one more.
All right, let me find if we're going to do that, let me find a good one.
Well, we've just hit over an hour, so I think that'd be pretty good.
All right,
let me find a good one.
Everyone's got one left. I'm fairly happy with the one I have. It's not too out there, but it's something.
All right.
I got mine.
I've got mine.
Hold on. I'm perusing.
All right, to fill in the time, we have merch. Buy it. That's it. Please?
Would you like to support the channel?
We have, I'll list that down below. Why the fuck not? We very rarely plug our merch, so I'll plug it this one time. There's the updated Dumbass Podcast logo shirt that is out, so I'll link that. I think that's actually about it. That's the only merch we have out for the podcast.
With the amount of money we're going to get from that merch, I think it'll help pay for the therapy that we're going to need after watching this shit.
It was a tough decision. But I think I gotta go with this one.
All right.
Because of just the audacity of this person.
All right, I'm going to surprise the hell out of you guys.
All right, go ahead.
All right. Well, going by turn order, I think I'm supposed to go ahead. So, my final case, which I present to you solely because of the audacity of this person. It's not even that complicated. It's fairly simple in nature. So, you ever just have fried mushrooms?
I've had them
I have before, yeah. I'm not a big mushroom person.
I mean, yeah, like it's not the most like notable thing, but like it's a pretty standard thing, right?
Yeah.
Well, this person is seemingly just making fried mushrooms. Only he happened to source the mushrooms he is frying from a pipe behind his toilet.
Oh, what?
Oh man, if
I
you're
wasn't super sure how this was going to turn, but actually, that got significantly worse than anything I could have thought of.
that is disgusting.
You are going to die if you eat that.
Salmonella.
This man, but this
Bro's eating the shit shrooms.
like literally, it just looks like fried mushrooms if you just look at this. But then you see
Oh,
They are
locally sourced.
they are growing out of a pipe from behind his toilet.
There's just no way that's edible, right? That's just gonna kill you.
That has got to.
Holy shit.
That's got to be. That's got to be toxicity level max.
Alright, guys,
And with that being, that is my final presentation.
since, it's the podcast is 3 years old today, it's basically the podcast birthday, I got you guys a cake.
Oh no.
Made by our world-class Italian chefs, we got the spaghetti cake.
This was actually going to be one of the ones I showed.
Okay.
I'm glad I didn't now.
This one isn't, I've seen far worse, but this is compressed spaghetti with cheese and sauce on top in the shape of a double-layered
Yeah.
cake.
Yeah, it looks like spaghetti hydraulic pressed into the shape of a cake.
Okay.
It's about as simple as you can get.
And it's 2 layers. On the top layer, at the very top of the cake, is melted cheese, like you would find over the top of like a lasagna.
Yeah.
And around the ring of like the second layer, which is a bit wider, it appears to be bits of like chicken.
It does look like that, yeah, or like some
Okay.
weird type of meat.
It does look like shredded chicken.
Yeah,
Okay. May I have a say in this?
yeah.
It is completely bizarre looking. Like, this looks like something you would find in, like, fucking Omega Mart or some shit like that.
Fair.
This is actually one of the more edible ones.
I feel like there's nothing inherently wrong with
Like,
it other than the shape.
the previous meat cake that you suggested earlier, that one is inedible. This actually kind of
I mean,
looks
if you
edible.
boil it down, really, it's just spaghetti.
Like, yeah, no, like it, it looks like a cake and that's super weird. But if you really if you just like chip a bit off of the top, you're basically just having a lasagna.
Yeah.
It's
It's just weird that you put it in that shape.
it's just spaghetti.
Yeah. And that was my last one.
Okay.
All right, finish us off.
All right. This last one right here, it's a seafood one.
Ah, good.
Now, inherently, this one isn't too bad. Like, the idea of it is cool. And it's edible, so don't worry.
Uh-huh.
But let me tell you something.
Something tells me I'm going to disagree.
Out of all of the things that you've probably heard of and possibly looked up, this is probably one of the scariest fucking cursed food things I have ever seen in my life.
Ah!
It's a fucking seafood centipede made out of crabs.
Okay. So it's kind of looks like it's a crab roll, which is appropriate, I guess.
It is cooked. It is a bunch of cooked crabs stacked on top of each other to look like a centipede.
The head is like the base of a crab, and then it's got all these fucking crab legs sticking out. That's weirdly enough, it's kind of creative.
This is creative, but this is creative, edible, but the
Why?
one thing that can sum it up is that it's cursed.
Wow, leading us the cursed food episode.
This was really fun, guys. Let
It
me tell you.
was actually. This was a pretty interesting episode to do.
This is just one of those things where, like, I think deep down, all 3 of us enjoy being pissed off.
Yeah, think you're
fun
right.
It's fun to hate things sometimes.
Hey, can't be positive in life forever. Some things genuinely just suck.
Trust me. Let me tell you.
And that's what we're proud of here.
Let me tell you something. I know not everybody at this table believes what I'm going to say. But if we lived in pure positivity, like if nothing ever happened, if Eve never bit into that fruit, we would never exist at all.
Or at the very least, everything would just be boring.
Yeah, I saw a meme where it's like it's you know the meme where it's like the guy the black guy with like the really popped out eyes with like his hands
Oh yeah,
like over his head.
I think so.
It's that picture, and it says God, when the beings he specifically designed to have free will do whatever they want.
I think I have seen that actually. Well, damn, we got what a cursed meal we just went through today.
Yeah, a
We
bona fide buffet of torture.
But I'm pretty sure that just about wraps it up. We're about to go film something that I'm not going to say what it is because this is going to probably come out first. But we got a long night of doing stuff, so thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace.